Hey there!
Ahoy hoy!
Welcome to Aren't We Special? I'm Lee Service.
And I'm Aaron Hill.
Every week on Aren't We Special, we take turns choosing a stand-up special. We watch it, and then we talk about it.
Yeah, but it's not a review. We're not
Nope.
critics. We're comics. Talking about stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy, my favorite art form.
Not mine, but we're still here.
Close second.
Close second.
All right. Enjoy the show.
I enjoy interpretive dance.
We're rolling?
Rolling with the homies.
Rolling with the homies. All right. What's up, everybody? We're back. It's Aren't We Special?
Aren't we, though?
And aren't we?
I think we are.
I think,
We wouldn't be doing a podcast if we didn't.
wow.
You gotta
can't-
be delusional to make it, folks.
True. You can't, if you don't think you're special,
What are you even doing here?
what are you doing?
We don't even want people who aren't special listening to this.
Why do you-
If you don't think you're special, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Go live a normal life, you gooner.
Like, look at this little microphone I have.
Kid.
If I wasn't special, would I have a lapel mic? No.
Fuck no.
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 So
We are, and we hope to share that speciality with
we
y'all.
are. And we should make t-shirts. Aren't we special t-shirts? You think?
People might think we're literally,
Special?
yeah.
Like special needs?
They might not be wrong. We didn't define that. What type of special are we? A
What kind of special are we?
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, I would imagine.
Special. It's good to be, like, my mom always used to tell me I was special when I was a kid, which is maybe why I'm a delusional adult.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think my mom.
It's like that Fight Club thing where, what's the quote? You were all raised to believing you were unique snowflakes or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. Just like everybody else.
And then you get older and you realize maybe I'm not that special.
I don't think there's anything unique about us at all. I don't think we're special even as a species. I think we're all just
Human beings?
I don't even really believe in free choice. I think we're all just like operating on a like mass biological system that we don't really understand, and we're all connected. And even if we think we're gonna do a thing, who put that thought to do the thing in our head, right? Like it's just
Which is, I think, so people who believe that we live in a simulation, it's the same sort of idea.
Oh,
It's
really?
Like because there's no real consequence, or it's a bit of a nihilist perspective, right?
I've never gone into it because I just don't buy it enough to really explore it too deeply.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I could probably see a similarity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different thing, but it's sort of the same perspective of like sort of nothing really matters.
Isn't it weird though that like the simulation theory only came out once computers started to get really big? Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you think that theory would have popped like in the 70s or the 60s when people were like expanding their mind with drugs? Like, how come it never occurred to them back then? To me, that says it's just a reflection of the current times that
Yeah.
we're living in.
Yeah. I wonder.
But what do I know? I don't know.
Did you hear about those columns that they found under the pyramids in Egypt?
I heard something about them. Did you look into it?
So
or what?
it's this Italian. He works on satellites or something for the Italian military, and he developed a technology to do like really good ground scans or whatever.
Okay.
So he's like, I want to know what's under the pyramids.
Okay.
There's these columns and like spirals and shit that almost look like something you would see in a nuclear reactor under all three pyramids. Is there three in Egypt? All three pyramids and the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
And they go 600 meters into the ground.
Whoa.
Yeah, wild.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but pretty cool.
What do they think? What do they speculate it is?
Well, they don't know. Then they want to start getting in there and cleaning out because they're like shafts, and it looks it's weird. They were talking about how it almost looks like there's an area that a human being could go into, and the pyramid itself is almost like it's the tip of the iceberg, but it's almost like the lightning rod for absorbing the universe, whatever, like wind, all this stuff, and it looks like there's an area for a person to go in and sort of receive from whatever the pyramid is gathering through all this stuff for who knows what, an out-of-body experience.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, anyways, I'm blowing my own mind.
Wow.
I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest.
Here's what I know. Navy U.S. fighters have seen alien spaceships go under the water and not come back out. And so the idea that something's like living subterraneously,
Yeah.
I think it's, I don't know. I don't rule it out.
Well, they always say the ocean is like we've done more investigation into outer space than we have our own.
Yeah,
ocean.
it's like we've explored 10% of the ocean, and it's all just around the coastline of all the continents.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that outer ocean, we have no idea.
No. Imagine what's down there. Deep sea creatures? Aliens?
Who built? I don't know.
I like, what theory is fun? Is that human beings are aliens.
I haven't heard that one.
That, like, we're not...
Oh, that we were planted by them?
Or, like, we came... Well, like, I've often thought about... Well, ever since Elon's been talking about going to Mars, my first thought was, Mars is... Okay, the universe is ever expanding.
Yes.
We're getting further and further from the sun. Mars is the next planet further from the sun, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you so far.
Mercury, Venus, Earth,
Mars.
Earth, Mars, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Third rock from the sun.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at leaving our planet because we're basically getting too far from the sun,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why. Maybe that's not why. Maybe it's global warming.
It's resources.
Resources.
Yeah, they're going to run out.
They're going to run out. We got to occupy another planet. So, but maybe this has happened already, right? They always say like past civilizations were probably possibly even more advanced than we are. We were just in a different way.
Sure.
Maybe we came from Mars.
That's interesting.
Maybe it's a return to Mars.
And we would want to get closer to the sun.
Right. Which is, I'm saying, maybe Mars isn't even the move. Maybe Venus is the move.
But you think with global warming?
Maybe it's too hot right now, but we, bring an umbrella,
Wow.
put on some sunscreen,
That's interesting. I like
chill
it.
there for a bit. The Goldilocks zone, right?
Yeah. Well, they're saying there's signs of life, and they just keep getting
Mars?
more and more signs of life and whatnot.
Did you see the structure?
No.
So years ago, there was the face on Mars, which is like, it looked like a face.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy. But now there's like, it is right angles. It is a rectangular shaped structure that they found on Mars. And it's like, without question, like
No kidding.
right angles. The thing is like 300.
That's creepy. See, part of this is like I don't look into it because it creeps me out.
Yeah.
But I love science fiction.
Yeah.
But I'm like, in real life, I'm like, oh, that gives me the
I don't
heebie-jeebies.
like it.
You know what lyric I always hated of Lenny Kravitz? When he's talking about, the song
Fly Away?
Fly Away. And he's
Yeah.
like, let's go and see the stars, the Milky Way, or even Mars. I'm like, those are backwards, you idiot.
Yeah.
Like, if you're seeing the stars and the Milky Way, that's way out there. You're in the outer reaches. And then you say, even Mars.
Yeah.
Mars is just past where you left.
He should be going,
Let's go see Mars, and then the Milky Way, and then the stars.
yeah, even stars. Yeah.
Lenny, lay off the Chiba, Lenny. What are you doing?
At my open mic, there was a guy who played, was it that song? Yeah, same song. He talks about the dragonfly.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
it's like the dragonfly fly so high in the sky, and then one of the comics, it came up because it's comedy and music, so it's kind of funny because he played that song, and then a comic came up, and he goes, "That song's kind of funny because he's talking about have you ever seen a dragonfly? They're not that high, like right around here." Yeah,
That's amazing.
It was Emmett.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. He's funny.
Emmett Morrison, shout out to the man EM.
Yeah, it's funny.
Always funny. Always have something right off the cuff about something that's just happened.
He's the one. Is he the only one-liner guy in Ottawa?
It might be. Yeah, pretty much. And good one. Yeah, solid jokes.
Yeah.
God bless Emmett and our mutual hatred of Lenny Kravitz, or at least that one song.
Yeah.
I like Lenny generally, but that song, every time I hear it, I'm like, this is so stupid.
Yeah. He's got one song that I don't know the name of, but every time I'm always surprised to be reminded that it's Lenny Kravitz. But more importantly, did you see the photo of when his dick popped out of his pants?
No, but that doesn't surprise me.
You didn't see that?
No.
He's got a big old hog. And
I can see that.
I think his pants split, and he was up at the front of the stage, and he kind of like crouched down.
He was playing a concert?
He's playing in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
His dick flopped right out of his pants.
I bet it was an intentional thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was like the Janet Jackson.
Yeah, he's a dick slip kind of guy.
Dick slip.
Yeah.
Not a lot of dick slips. You don't hear.
Not many. I think it's still taboo.
Nip slips.
Nip
right?
slips are all the rage.
Nip slips every day.
What's the new lady with the tassels that she wore to the show?
Oh,
I don't even want to talk about her, but like that's just fair game. That's for like NBC News. But a dick slip, you never hear about a dick slip.
how do people still fall for that shit? Like, it's like those stupid, what was it, Grammys or whatever?
Yeah.
Like those stupid award shows. Yeah. There's going to be somehow who's basically naked.
Yeah.
She's going to have her tits out. She's going to have, a high heel sticking out of her butthole.
Being provocative.
There's,
apparently.
and it's so obvious at this point that they want the attention that they're going to get while they're there, and they want everybody talking about them online. They want conservative people are going to be like, "Oh, I can't believe this person wore that," and then the other people are going to be going, "Oh, she's expressing herself."
Yeah.
I think it's brave and whatever. I just hate all of it. It's like, how do you not all see that it's just a big publicity stunt,
Yeah, and I don't even get it because it's like, okay, it's provocative, but we all have porn on our phone.
Her dress, but her
How
dress...
can it be provocative?
Was it like clipped onto her nipples, it looked like?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, people are watching porn on their phones all the time.
Yeah.
So how is that provocative? Like, I don't
really.
see how it's provocative anymore.
Well, because it's not.
Yeah, but we're all just acting as if we don't watch porn on our phones all the time. I actually don't, because I'm not a creep.
I try not to. I'll be real. It happens every once in a while.
Most people...
Not on my phone, I have a flip phone.
Most kids... Okay, let's put it this way. Most people her age, young kids coming up, are watching the porn on their phone.
Yeah.
So why would they bat an eyelash at the Grammy? Like,
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the young people who care.
Fair.
It's us and older, I think.
Are we old now? Are we just
we're
groveling
old,
about this young whippersnapper and
for
showing
sure
her
we're
skin?
old, but like, I don't know. I guess good for her for toughing it out with clips on her nip. Like, that's got to be uncomfortable.
I think if she's been wearing the piercings for long enough, she's probably already been.
Oh, was it piercings? It was hanging off the piercings.
I didn't explore it in depth enough. I
what
don't
if
care.
That dress got caught on?
Yeah,
something?
you'd get fucked up. Well, it was like the old people in the '80s that would wear the link from their earring to their nose ring.
Oh yeah.
And then if you get caught on something, you're fucked. But it looked cool.
I'm gonna bring back the neck ring. You know, the African tribe that does the neck ring, makes their necks really long.
Yeah, dude. Bringing it back, did it go away?
That'd be sick.
Are they not doing it anymore?
Not bring it back. Bring it. I'm gonna bring it to the Ottawa comic scene.
I'm here for it. What you been up to?
So not a ton. I've only done like one mic in the last week I did Poetiki.
Oh yeah,
Cool room.
it's a vibe, eh?
It's heavy vibe.
Yeah.
Very cool play. Almost too cozy, uncomfortable. It's like comfortable couches and dimly lit.
Yep.
So for a guy like me on a weekday at 10 o'clock at night,
I'm with you, man.
I could just about
Well, it's a 9 o'clock show too, so it's
9
like
o'clock show.
past our bedtimes anyway.
Big time. I like to be in bed at that time.
But there's just so many like voodoo. You feel like you're gonna get a hex just going into that place.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
very
a cool
cool.
vibe. I had a bunch of new. I've been writing like crazy, which is nice. 'Cause
Good.
You know how, I don't know for you. Like for me, I tend to. I'll go weeks where it's like, what's the expression? Pulling teeth.
Okay.
It's like pulling teeth to come up with anything, even like a good premise. And then there's other times where I just feel like everything is potentially material. So I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to try out, and I mentioned last week about how I kind of had a bit of an epiphany about just like trying stuff out, like just get up there and see what works. And so it was fun. It was a 7-minute set. I had 7 different bits that I wanted to try, and it was like every other one worked.
Right
It
on.
was funny. It was like one hit, one flopped, one hit, one flopped.
That's great. But it always should be that way, because
Yeah.
if you're really trying stuff out and you're really pushing your own boundaries, then it shouldn't all work. You should be out of your zone enough that it's like, I need to figure out the missing link on that one. What wasn't it?
Or just drop it. You know,
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah.
like it's funny how you get that like post it's not post nut clarity, that's a different thing, but where when a joke doesn't work and then you go, of course that didn't work. It's a really long setup, and the punch isn't even that great. Why would it work? You know what I mean?
Keep the idea though, because one day
Yeah.
you'll go back to it with better writing skills, and you'll be, I can actually express what the
shorten it
intent
up
of it
or
was
whatever,
in a punchy way.
Well,
And the days where when it was pulling teeth to write, you go back to that and you
Yeah.
say, oh, here we go. I'm halfway done already.
yeah. I think so specifically it was something that happened at work that was funny. And I tried to bring it to the stage.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a good technique.
Well,
Do you have any of those?
oh, yeah, for sure. But I think like work is
you had
such a
success?
different environment, right? And people at work, like what they joke about at work versus what we joke
Yeah.
about on stage is so radically different.
It was pretty universal, but I just wonder if that, like, do you have any bits that were things that happened in real life that you were able to put into your set?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Most like
Not just like observations, but like an actual story.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I try to that's a nugget. Like it doesn't always. It's not 100% how it happened, but that's the nugget of truth that is the foundation to the bit.
Yeah.
For a lot of it, yeah. Yeah,
I think if it's funny, it's funny. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, right? Where it comes from. Or,
no, for sure. And I think those true things. That's what's going to resonate. If it's true for you, it's probably going to be true for a number of other people. You know.
Yeah, that, for sure. There's truth to that. I've even heard of comics like, like say you do, because obviously we embellish on things, right, to make them more appealing or whatever, interesting or funny. But a story where you have sort of characters within your story,
Yeah.
and it's not something that necessarily happened that way or with those people, but I've heard of comics using names of people they know just to sort of ground it, to bring reality to it, to sort of, do you know what I mean?
I do. I've also heard like of the opposite, where comics like Louis C.K.
Or go the other way, change, yeah.
Well, they always say, they'll set up a bit with, oh, my friend said this or my friend did that, but he's even come out and said, I'm always my friend. It's always me.
Okay.
I'm my friend.
Right.
And even when he says like, which is weird because he's got that word, the bit about N-word Jim. I don't know if you remember that one.
No.
Louis C.K. has this bit where he's got this friend that always says the N-word.
Okay.
And he keeps getting baffled why his friend always chooses to include the N-word when he's referring to his black friend Jim.
Right. Okay.
But then when you hear Louis say, "I'm always my friend," I'm like, oh, so Louis is just calling his buddy the N-word Jim.
That's good.
But I think that's equally valid too, right? Like, or even like different parts of your own personality, right? Like, and that's maybe make a technique more in like fictional writing or whatever. But like, you know, like you have parts of yourself that are sometimes in conflict with one another. So, well, you make them into characters that are in conflict with one another. That becomes your story, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because I was thinking, like, I got a few minutes now about working in construction, and I'm sort of setting myself up as that sort of a persona.
Yeah.
Kind of like a blue collar construction guy. And then I have a bit that is about how men are basically becoming less manly from like generation to generation. Like you look at, you know, the stuff that our grandfathers used to do.
Yeah.
And then the stuff compared to us, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but that's hard because I'm also selling myself as like this blue collar carpenter guy who does get his hands dirty, but then I have a bit about how I'm not as much of a man as my father and my previous generations were. So it's like, they're both funny, but they don't make sense together.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, let's keep doing it. It'll tease itself out.
Find a place for it. Yeah,
it'll tease itself out.
And that's the thing, whereas if you have a longer, it's like I'm only doing 6-minute sets, right?
Yeah.
So I never do more than 6 or 7 minutes. So you have to be pretty. You got to stick to your guns within 6 minutes. You can't open with one thing and then contrast it later.
Yeah, I mean, unless you used one to further exaggerate the other. In other words, like I'm not even a manly guy, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I do all these whatever effeminate things, and I'm still way more manly than most men. Or the other way, like
you could.
I'm nowhere nearly as manly as my forefathers were. But I'm still way manlier than almost everybody today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're just workshopping our bits on your time, audience.
Guys.
You heard it here first. You're going to listen to this bit when it's polished, and it's going to rock your tits off.
You're going to hear it at a barley mow next week, and you're going to lose your shit. All right, well, let's get into it. We're doing Gabriel Iglesias, Legend of Fluffy.
The legend. The Fluff man.
The Fluffmeister.
The Fluffster.
So you chose this one.
I did.
Are you a fan of his previous works?
I was completely oblivious to his previous works.
Oh, so you'd never seen
the Fluff Man, heard about the Fluff Man, never watched the Fluff Man.
Same.
People would tell me about the Fluff Man. I'd be like, get out of here with the Fluff Man.
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, let's give the Fluff Man a chance.
Give him a chance.
And
so you didn't know that it was an hour and 40 minutes.
No. And as soon as I put that on, I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry, Lee. We got to check the times next time.
I was cursing you.
Oh my God, no, I was cursing myself
for about half of it.
Good God, dude.
I almost sent you a message. And said, "Are you aware that it's?"
Dude, I wouldn't have picked it if I was.
But dude,
that being said,
I'm glad I watched it.
I liked the Fluff.
I'm in on the Fluff, man. It took a while.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wasn't hating it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't loving it for almost an hour, the first hour and 10.
Yeah.
To be real. Because his style, it's not my style. He does a lot of what we were just talking about, stories and characters and stuff. That's his whole thing. He's incredible at
so good.
His voices are
God.
insane.
So
like
good.
How he's not doing more voiceover work than anybody else.
Yeah,
is insane to me.
He's like a one-man show, one-man theater show.
Yeah, he does. He can sound like a young white girl. He can sound like an old black guy. He can sound like a Mexican.
Everything.
Just anything. And so
why wasn't he your style?
So for me, I find like, because I like jokes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't tell jokes.
Yeah, it's kind of anecdotal.
Yeah. He does. He has some, but he's mostly the first hour at least of that special is like stories where he's doing all those voices.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed that was weird, and I don't know if this is intentional. It's probably, he's a comedian. It's a comedic choice. Did you notice that when he's doing these stories and then he's doing his own lines, he sounds like a little girl when he's doing himself? It's so weird.
Yeah, I did notice that.
But he doesn't talk that way. Like when he's just talking, he sounds...
Well, see, but the weird thing...
He kind of does.
Yeah, kind of. Like I listened to him on a podcast after we watched this, and he kind of does sound like a little girl. And he even addressed it on the podcast. Yeah, he was like... Well, he was talking about when he started comedy and he finally heard himself through a set of loudspeakers and he's like, oh my God, that's what I sound like. He's like, I got to put some bass in my voice.
Yeah, he does have a little...
Yeah, but I think he embellishes when he's doing the storytelling, which is
I think so.
super effective.
And it's also funny to have your voice sound like a little girl when you're like a big giant dude.
100%, yeah. Yeah, what wasn't my style off the top was he came out, he basically just thanked the audience for probably 10 minutes in one way or another. Hey, we all made it. I've been doing comedy for 27 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people were kids when they saw me. We've come this far. He's kind of recounting his whole career.
Although he did bring that back to, he used it as a callback.
He did.
Yeah.
But right out of the gate, it was a lot of just circle jerky kind of stuff. And I'm just like, get to a joke.
The intro was weird too. Where he was talking, there's like a voiceover. I forget what he's saying.
Yeah, because he would kind of like stop the show and narrate at some points.
Yeah.
With a voiceover.
Yeah.
Well, which wasn't bad. I felt like for the most part he kept it moving, but just different. I'm not really used to that.
And then he does it at the end too. Like he does his last bit and everybody goes nuts. And then he stays on stage for like another 5 minutes. Thanking them for coming and staying with, I know. I was kind of like, get off this stage.
The thing is, like, what I liked about it, even though I was like, let's get to a joke already, was that he really did seem earnest and he really did seem appreciative and grateful. And I think that speaks to why he has the fan base that he does. 'Cause like, even though he sells out arenas all around the world, he does make that personal connection to like when you're watching it, you feel like, oh, this guy appreciates my time. He not by telling jokes right off the gate, but by literally thanking me. And so I did feel like I think we're maybe, I'm not gonna say like it should be that way or whatever, but it's so seldom that someone does that anymore. Now it's like everybody's trying to find their own niche, and so people are getting wild, people are getting crazy, people are doing ridiculous stuff on stage, which is all well and good. But sometimes it's just nice to have a guy who's just like earnestly, thank you for being here. I'm going to entertain you.
And he can do that.
I appreciate you being here. Da 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 da.
He's been in the game for 27 years. He's got his fans. I mean, obviously, he's able to do almost a 2-hour special, and people are still going to watch it. Like he's at the level where he can do what he wants.
He's at the peak of the game. Like I think he's one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid comedians of all time. Like he's doing very well.
Yeah.
And it's not for like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody like specifically shit talk him, but I think there was always that attitude, which maybe you and I subscribe to, which is like, he's a whatever. He's just what do you say? Just like a mass audience kind of. Like, what's the critique of Fluffy? I don't know. Just like he's just like.
Well, for me, I did find that he almost goes out of his way to portray himself as a good person.
Okay.
Like, you know, when sometimes like, because that's a big part of stand up. If you're not likable, people aren't going to listen to anything you say. I just found, like, especially with the McDonald's story about buying the food for the. That's like one of those things where, like, if you do something nice like that, and I get that it's, I don't know, to me it almost wasn't even worth it. Like, it wasn't even that funny. He was just getting to the whole unhoused thing, I think. I forget even the point of it. But if you do a good deed, if you do a nice deed for someone, I've always, I don't know, it's not something I was taught, but it's just something that is in my head. The second you tell people about it, it's done.
Yeah.
Now you did it for yourself.
I hear you. And I felt like, I was kind of going down that vibe too. I'm like, and also the way that bit unfolded with the wording of like the stereotypical old lady who can't mind her own business correcting him on I don't think that literally happened. I think this is an amalgamation of people and situations that he's been in, and he formed it into one cohesive story. I don't think that's how it actually played out. So I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I get what you're doing here, but like, let's move on.
And that's why I can't get in on the stories, even though the voices are great and everything. It's like, I just don't, it didn't unfold that way. Like, you know what I mean? You're not. So, but anyways, and then also...
That being said, though, while we're on the topic, he did ultimately bring that around to a callback for his own bit about when he had to sell his house and he was on tour and he literally was homeless.
Right.
So it was all working towards that ultimately, which I think is the only reason why he did that.
Probably.
But again, just the way... I mean, the fervor around the word unhoused versus housed, like, I think, too, there's just that delay. Like, even by the time you say it on the road in preparation for the special, record the special gets out, people don't watch it for a year.
Yeah.
By the time you hear it, it's already like old. They're like, what? Does anyone get upset about that anymore? Like, I feel like that's like a 3-year-old... Yeah. That was the thing 3 years ago. Right. Which is probably when he developed the bit, so it makes sense. But to me, hearing it now, like, it just didn't... I didn't feel anything. I'm like, this isn't even a thing anymore.
That's one of the. That's why a lot of people just don't do anything topical, right? Because But also, I checked out his Wikipedia. Did you know that he got disqualified from Last Comic Standing for smuggling a BlackBerry into his?
What?
So he was in Last Comic Standing, and you're not supposed to. What is that show?
It was a great show. You never watched it?
No.
Before comedy was
competition?
Big, yeah. But before the comedy boom, it was just a reality show, and just comics would go on and compete, just like straight up, give me your best 10 minutes. And they had comics who were actually judges who were actually comics. Yeah. Roseanne Barr, Norm Macdonald, Anthony Jeselnik, Rogan was on there, a whole bunch of other ones, and they would give honest feedback. And then, the winner, John Heffron actually was one of the winners of that show. But I loved it because it was like, it gave you just all these different takes. I saw Joe List for the first time on Last Comic Standing. Like, just gave you a cool little purview of like who was out there at that time doing stuff.
So how would smuggling a BlackBerry BlackBerry is hilarious, but how would smuggling a phone into that show?
Oh, I thought you meant a literal berry.
That'd be funny.
Okay, so a handheld device. I'm like, what was he doing with a fruit?
A single...
I would have thought it'd been cinnamon roll or something.
They're like, hey, put that berry down. So how would a phone...
Yeah.
How would a phone benefit you in that show? Because I guess they wanted everybody...
I think you couldn't talk about who won until it aired, so maybe in that way.
Oh. Anyways.
Right. Nikki Glaser was on there too.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, good show. It's worth watching.
So I just found that he did kind of go out of his way to like. There's a few times throughout the special where he will this is the way I feel about this because I'm a good person, basically. I just found it to be like, well, if you're a good person, why do you need to?
And if we're
convince
talking about
everybody.
like non-divisive
And
comedy,
I'm not saying he's a bad person, because I'm just saying it's kind of rubbed me a bit weird.
but again, he's non-divisive, I would say.
Uh-huh.
Even though he does racial jokes about all the races, he goes out of his way to make sure everyone feels included in the punchlines.
But that's why it worked so well at the end, is because at the top of the show, he makes a promise to everyone that he's not going to say anything offensive.
Yeah.
He's not political. He's not here to tell you this or that or whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of the show, he goes political.
Yeah,
So it's sort of like,
I wouldn't even say political, but just racial.
well, yeah. To me, he's sort of a band, like, for the way he set it up, you wouldn't expect him
No.
to make those jokes that he makes
No.
at the end. But then
No,
at
I
the
wouldn't.
same time, the reason they hit so hard is because he promised you at the beginning of the set that he wasn't
Yeah.
going to do it.
Yeah.
And then he did it anyways.
I think he's just his brand of comedy is like relatively clean. I think he counts as the fucks he says, and it's like 5 or 4.
Yeah.
And generally non-divisive, or at least if he's gonna be boundary pushing, he's got to try to do it to every group so that we're all included. So to me, it's like when you put those kind of parameters on, like the idea of that, I think that's where like you get the McDonald's story, because it's like sometimes it's like, what else do you have to talk about?
Yeah.
You know. Again, yeah, maybe not my first choice of, but again, I do find myself like more compelled by non-divisive comedy lately. And
sure.
I don't know. It's just, it feels like a art in and of itself, which
Yeah.
is like harder, for sure, harder. You're working with less,
Well,
and you have to be more clever. And
I think we're just all sick of hearing about you know what I mean? Like, everybody is
Gratuitous.
victim to the 24-hour news cycle. And like, I just, even
Well, yeah.
if it's the best Trump joke of the year, I don't care anymore. I don't want to hear
for
about
sure.
it. But yeah, so Fluffy, I'll be honest, it was like an hour and 10 minutes in, and I was like, I was still kind of cursing you.
yeah.
And then he started doing he went through the days of the week where he goes through the Mexican and then the black and then the white version.
Yeah.
And he got me. And then
Yeah.
I was in. That was so good.
So to me, like he had that, he told that line between being non-divisive, but you always got this, like every once in a while he'd say something and you got the sense where he could just go off, but he chose not to, which made me want to keep watching. Like when he talked about something about, I wanted to go ghetto on this bitch or something like that. I'm like, oh, I would like to hear you go ghetto on this bitch.
See, I didn't find that believable.
I don't even remember what the bit was, but
I just, me neither. But just the idea of him going ghetto, like, what is that? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But so once he went through that thing, and he went in on Mex, like just stereotypes, right? Like, what does he do for the white people about storm the Capitol Saturday, say you're sorry Sunday? It was just funny. Like, he does it, and I thought it was interesting because a few weeks ago we did Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah.
Similar, a Latino fan base,
Yeah.
shot in Miami.
Yeah.
But we kind of went in on Marcelo for his dig on, or for the joke about white people being
Serial killers. Yeah.
and perverts or whatever, because his people just want to work or whatever. So, and it wasn't that I was offended at that joke. I was definitely not offended. I just didn't. Well, we both kind of shared the opinion that it wasn't really. Wasn't really true.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
And with Fluffy, when he went in on white people, it was just funny. There was no part of me that was like,
Because he wasn't trying to say anything with it.
he wasn't trying to offend.
there was no larger meaning. It was just funsies.
It was just fun. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Yeah. And then, okay, so he does that joke. And then the bit he does after that is obviously, and now I'm excited because I'm like, okay, we still got 20 minutes left of the special. What else is he going to do?
Yeah.
The next bit he does is about having the food getting pulled over with his takeout.
Which, yeah.
That's gotta, well, it's obviously an old bit of his because the whole crowd does the punchline with him.
Yep.
But if you've never heard that joke before, it's not good. I'm not saying it's not a good joke. I'm saying if you've never heard a joke before, and the first time you're hearing it, you're watching a comic do it in front of his audience, and they're all doing the punchline with him.
Yep.
I don't think there's any way for that to go over well for you as the audience.
Yeah, I would have rather heard it in an organic sense, but what can you do?
It also just didn't really fit with the rest of his set. You could tell he just kind of threw it in as a crowd pleaser.
Well, he literally said it was for the 5 people who had never heard of him before.
Oh, okay. Right.
Which makes sense. Yeah, so I wanted to see that bit in its proper context. I think it's a good joke, but not like, it's not like groundbreaking, but it's a good bit.
Yeah.
And of course with his voices and everything, it's fun. But the thing is, like, I watched him, the cool thing about Fluffy too, that I found out on his YouTube, he'll post these old school clips, he calls them, from when he was just starting, like, I mean, like 2 years in, 4 years in, 6 years in, like when he's really like up and coming. And what was funny was I watched one and he did the same setup on the race days of the week joke, you know, when he does it through the Mexicans, and he does it through the blacks, and then he references white people, and then he just pauses and he waits, and he goes, I'm gonna do the joke though.
Oh yeah. He
did that.
That was a weird moment.
4 years into his comedy career with a joke. It was something about talking about, I don't really remember, black people, something.
Yeah.
And he pauses and he goes, I'm gonna do the joke though. So it just goes to show you that, like, even if you don't do the same joke for years and years, you can always upcycle stuff. And you can always take it and rearrange it and reconfigure. You don't have to throw something out because it's not working. It can always be retooled. And I'm like, the biggest comment, like, literally the highest paid comedian in the world is doing stuff from 23 years ago.
Yeah.
On his latest special. I'm like, that's a lesson right there.
For sure.
You know?
I noticed that with Dusty too. We did Dusty Slay last week. I went back and listened to some of his older stuff, and he does that too. Like, he just kind of like takes bits and pieces and moves them around. And, like, who cares, right? Like, so what? You have a joke that was in your last special and it was in your new special? Well, who cares? Yeah. I mean, bands do that too sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes you'll see a song, they do a song a second time multiple on a new album or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's probably not, I mean, maybe skip a special. Maybe don't do two in a row.
Yeah, perhaps.
And then, so he does that, and then his last one is about performing at the casinos, and all the different names for that was brilliant too.
Different names.
For
indigenous folks.
Indian, because he calls them Indians, and then someone's offended, and he goes, "Oh no, they're First Nations or whatever," and then they say, "No, it's indigenous," and then he uses indigenous, and then the guy's like, "No, we're Indians," and then there's an East Indian guy in the front, and he's like, "They are not Indians."
And again, he's nailing all these voices. He's got head movements to go with every one of them. There's the impressions are so damn good, you know. He's almost cartoony in a way.
Oh, for sure.
And I find that with a lot of great comics, they are a little bit cartoony. And I don't even know what that means, but when you watch them, you can see it. Like, Seinfeld is cartoony. In his act outs, in his topics, there's something cartoony about him. I find Jeff Davis, local legend in the Ottawa scene, very cartoony, which makes sense because he's actually like an animator for cartoons by trade. But there's just something about him. They just boil people down to their essence and then just kind of like exaggerate them a bit. And I thought Fluffy was exactly that. And like, the whole time he's doing those voices, all I pictured was like I was watching a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I was actually really sick. You can hear my voice is a little bullshitty right now. I just got over like a fever that just kicked me on my ass. And that's when I watched this special. And there was something so comforting about like watching a cartoony kind of show.
For sure.
When you're sick under a blanket eating
like
soup.
Being a little kid, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like the perfect like environment to watch Fluffy for the first time.
Although I did find visually, I was like, it was a bit much for me.
What do you mean?
Just the outfit and like this stage was, I don't know what was going on.
Stage was wild.
There was like a lot of
There was a lot of stuff going on.
On this. It was almost like a set design. I felt like, it was almost like he was doing comedy at like a resort by the pool or something, and in front of the whatever.
So I think the moment when I was like, oh, this guy's awesome and I'm on board was when he impersonated the guy selling him the gun.
Yeah.
Because he's basically characterizing an old white man.
Yeah.
And I thought that, first of all, the voice was spot on, the mannerisms were spot on, and the things that this man supposedly said were so fucking funny. Like, he's like, Fluffy's talking about how he doesn't want to buy a gun that's going to kill anyone. He just wants to like scare them off.
Yeah.
And the old man says, hey, boys, this guy doesn't want to kill anybody. We know who he voted for.
Yeah.
like just stuff like this. And then it was so funny when he was talking about all that because they shot it in Florida. And like every time, what was it? Even when they did when he was doing the bit about unhoused versus homeless. Mm-hmm. And when he had the part about the lady saying, well, actually, it's unhoused, and the crowd just starts booing him booing the lady, I'm like, this is fucking hilarious, dude. Like, but I think that's part of why he is who he is because he makes everything so accessible to everybody. And he's telling it as if everybody watching him is watching him for the first time, even though most of them have literally been with him since they've been children.
Yeah, he does do that. He does,
you know what I mean? He just brings everybody in,
like,
and everyone can just get right in at any point. You know what I mean? It's a skill that I think I could work on a lot, and I think it really. You see those guys, like I was saying before too, like even though Joe Rogan's podcast, like he always tells stories as if it's the first time he's ever told them. And so people who've been listening for a long time get bored to tears. Mm-hmm. But if you're just tuning in and you're new, you're like, this is the greatest thing. And I think that's why he just keeps getting new people, and that's why he got so big. And I think with Fluffy, it's the same vein, but with stand-up comedy. And it's just like he always treats it as if it's new. And then the people just come to that.
You're setting the table.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah.
And then he throws it back. I think that's probably again why he does. Like he said, he did it for the 5 people who've never heard of him, but he probably does those old bits as a little homage to the people who've been there. He throws them a bone, you know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is for supporting me for 30 years. I'll give you this.
You know, it's like a band playing their first hit song from that they're. Yeah. They don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is what got them to where they are.
Pays the bills,
and they want to hear it, so they're going to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's so many lessons that I took from him, but on like a way bigger scale than I'm ready for. But I mean, good to have goals, I guess, but it's like...
Oh, for sure. And that's why I love doing this, because there's always... You're going to learn something from every... From every special.
Yeah. I mean, he's got private jets and he's like, he's literally okay with not having a home because he's on the road that much. This guy lives and breathes stand-up comedy. So like, it is weird to kind of take, but I put him up there for, just for reference, right?
Hey,
like
man.
The way he's been able to manage, because it's one thing to get there. It's another thing to keep it.
Yeah.
To manage it, right? And I'm starting to think that like, trying to appeal to a continuously new audience really helps you stay in the zone once you reach it. Mm-hmm. So I think there's something to be said for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's a big fella, big dude. He looks young. That's the thing about big people. They look so young.
He does look very young.
Because he's almost he'd be 50 now.
Yeah. I still don't know why they call him Fluffy.
Well, fluffy is like a nice way of saying overweight. Right?
Come on.
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. Like
No kidding.
big people will be like, I'm fluffy.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Or did they say that because of him?
Chicken or the egg? I don't know. I think it's because I've heard fluffy. I've heard. I think so.
Folks, write in if you know.
Put it in the comments. Which came first?
Fluff
Fluffy,
man or the fat
yeah.
man?
It'd be funny if it was just Fatty. The Legend of Fatty.
Yeah.
Fat Albert.
Fatty Arbuckle.
If Fat Albert was made today, would it be Fluffy Albert?
Perhaps.
Probably.
Yeah, is that like a PC way of saying fat?
I think so. I think it's like, I think that's what it is. It's like, because it's not really offensive. It's kind of nice, right? I'm fluffy.
Well, here's the other thing that I think gives him perhaps some of his longevity that he's had is he's very accessible to the white folks.
Yeah.
Right? Which if you're looking for numbers and you're looking for, subscriptions and all that, tickets, like, you got to play to your white audience. They make up the biggest market in the United States.
Yeah.
And I always thought Fluffy, it just sounds nice to white folks. It's like the least threatening nickname you could possibly have.
Yeah, we like fluffy.
We like fluff.
You want a fluffy pillow?
I want someone to fluff me.
Fluff my wife. Fluff yourself. Yeah, well then there's fluffer. That's a different thing though.
I think that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's different. Yeah.
I don't think that's why they call him that.
No.
The kid, maybe he's got some back Patreon bullshit that I don't know about.
The Legend of Fluffer would be a different special. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, we didn't. So I keep thinking of. I couldn't help but thinking of Marcelo Hernandez, just because it was like, it's the Latino audience. I know he's Mexican and Marcelo's Cuban or whatever, but it's Latino audience, Miami, right? Yep. Same sort of thing, yep. Right? And what's funny is like we liked the Marcelo Hernandez special. I think we both had things that we liked about it. We kind of went in on him about that the serial killer thing, or the white people committing crimes, and I kept thinking, which is kind of funny because as soon as we finished that podcast, I had never heard anyone talk about him. And I listened to a lot of different podcasts. I heard at least 3 different people bring him up and talk about how great he was.
I did too. I know.
And I was like, oh man, we just kind of shit on him. But no, I like him. For the record, I like, not that it matters or anyone cares, but I did enjoy his special. But I couldn't help but think, because he's such a young guy, that if I was Marcelo Hernandez, I would be watching Fluffy as like, this is the path I want.
Well, it's that longevity, because Marcelo has it, I think, and now it's the keeping it part that he's got to work.
Like Fluffy could almost be passing the torch.
No doubt.
To Marcelo.
You know who Fluffy is kind of in cahoots with now is a guy I really like. His name's Ismo. He's from Finland. But
does he do the Instagram? He's like the dad jokes on Instagram? Maybe not.
I don't know if it's dad jokes. He does a lot of wordplay.
Okay.
And like the English language, he kind of breaks it down. He does a whole thing on like the word ass.
Okay.
It's like 7 minutes. It's pretty good.
Wow.
But Fluffy has actually helped produce Ismo's special. And in fact, when you saw, it might have been on Fluffy's YouTube. Down at the bottom of it, it's got a link to Ismo's special, but they're kind of in the similar vein, like kind of ethnic, but very broadly appealing, very kind of safe and non-threatening, but just funny,
fun,
clean fun. I forget why I brought that up. Why did I bring that up? Oh, because you said Marcelo. Yeah. So Fluffy is taken. I think he's taken Ismo kind of under his wing in that
Okay.
sense, which is kind of
Okay.
cool because I kind of knew about Ismo before I ever saw
Right.
Fluffy or anything. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but I do see the connection, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a great special. It was.
Yeah.
I think he could have probably put it into an hour.
For sure.
Yeah. I think if he would have made it an hour, it would have been like a hell of a special.
I almost wonder now if it's not because of social media, where basically some people just do stand-up or specials now for the clips.
Yeah.
They cut it up into clips, put it on Instagram. Like Chad Daniels has a special literally called For Reels,
Right.
but it's like REELS. And I wonder if these, like we're seeing longer specials because it's just going to give them more clips at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Which is like the Netflix special is important, but the clips are almost as important.
But maybe cut the special and then keep the other stuff just for clips.
Sure.
To
No,
send
no,
it to the special. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Like, dude, there's no rules. Do whatever you want. I'm just saying for
No,
me.
it's long. An hour 40. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
picked it if I knew it was an
Yeah.
hour 40.
Yeah.
But his audience clearly doesn't care. He actually said
No,
he was
they
talking about
loved it.
he performed at Dodger Stadium, which is insane. And he said he was up there for like 3 hours.
Wow.
So like his crowd doesn't care. And he was just
No.
like drunk for like the last half of it.
Yeah.
But you and I, like your average person probably doesn't want to watch comedy for an hour or 38 minutes.
No, I'm like, the ADD is, the force is strong with me. I have a hard time.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with an hour even.
I don't think we're meant to pay attention. I think there's something in our brain which after 45 minutes says like we got to get up and move. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but what I like about doing this podcast is now I have to watch the whole thing and I'm making notes.
Yeah.
And I'm not just sitting there like, entertain me. I'm actively
Yeah.
observing and making notes, things to talk about, and sort of thinking on a deeper level about the jokes, observing the jokes as they unfold and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah, I like the Fluff Man. I'm a fan of the Fluff Man.
Yeah, it was a great special. It does make me want to go back. He's got, I think, at least 4 specials.
So
on
many.
there.
Like he's just got hours of content.
It does kind of make me want to go back, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that it wasn't all the stories with the voices.
Yeah.
As impressive as it is, it wasn't my flavor. It might be for other people. But then when he started getting into the real jokes at the end, I was like, okay, I understand.
When he started
I
making
understand
fun
why
of
he is who he is.
when you started making fun of black people, you were like, "This is my
Here we
style."
go. I didn't think I was gonna like this guy, but
He's all right.
I've ordered a poster off Amazon. It's coming in.
Just again, his impression of the white seller of guns, and you know what made me think
Yeah.
too, because he's talking about race.
Weirdly
related
pro
stuff.
gun. That was one observation. I was like, weirdly pro gun.
I mean, I think when you've got his wealth, you kind of want to defend
Yeah.
yourself a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's true. And like, there's better to, he says it,
Yeah.
better to have a gun and not need
need
it
it.
than to need a gun and not have it. And there's people who will disagree with that. And I'm like, how?
It's pretty. Yeah. How do you argue?
I don't know. And I'm not saying that I disagreed with his. Now I'm not like a gun person. I don't have guns or whatever, but I just think like you take all the guns away, there's still going to be people with guns. Like, do we trust our governments that much that we want them to be the only ones with guns?
We're solving world problems right now.
Okay, now we're getting into it. All right, let's go back to.
I was just gonna say because he did, he frames in terms of race a lot in his jokes, and like when he was impersonating the white gun shop owner, I for sure thought he would make some kind of joke about like, it's always like the minorities buying the guns, but it's always the white man selling the guns.
True.
Which I don't know. I mean, I've never been to really a gun shop, but in Ottawa, but like that's not really saying. I don't know about the southern United States. Perhaps there's some people of color who sell guns also. But I thought that's where he was going. I thought that was actually really funny, like a funny white stereotype. Because you don't always hear a lot of white stereotypes. Like some people do, but I don't think they're as common. But I think that's a good one because it rings true, and just the way he impersonated that gun owner, I just thought was so brilliant. Like it made us all sound the same, but it was kind of true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Yeah, I thought he could have milked that a little bit more if he wanted to.
Apparently, we smell like wet dogs.
I've heard that one, but I've never been a dog owner, so to me, it never really.
Like it. Is that just when we're wet though, or all the time?
Well, I don't know if we're wet so much as we just carry stank of our pets.
Interesting.
Wet heat.
Wet heat. Not that would have been good on last week.
7 days ago.
Nailed it.
All right.
Okay, well I think we did it. Legend of Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias. It was a good one.
A good
I
one.
liked it. Long.
Check it.
If you have 2 hours, do it.
Yeah. Stick it out till the end. He gets.
It's worth it at the end. Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Cool.
Cool.
See you again.
Bye.